Hello, sir. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us about IRENE ESSEC?
Hello, my name is Frédéric Charillon and I'm a professor in international relations in political science, and I work very much with the IRENE at the ESSEC Business School. IRENE is more and more kind of research hub for negotiation, for geopolitics, for defense, and we're trying all together to develop the knowledge but also the understanding of international relations.
What are the different fields of influence you wanted to talk about?
Influence is kind of a new buzzword in international relations these days, obviously, and maybe just in France, you've noticed recently that last year there was a roadmap for influence issued by the French Foreign Ministry. More recently, President Macron in November this year, 2022, developed a new strategic review insisting on the strategy of influence and the need for a country like France, but not only France, to have a strategy in terms of influence. What does it mean? It just means that we have noticed in international relations that some states do have a strategy of influence in the sense that they want to change the behavior of other actors, can be leaders, decision makers, but also public opinions, so that those actors, those public opinions, change their minds or the behavior, of course, in the sense of the interests of a given country. And now this war of influence, this competition for influence in the world, is something I have tried myself to explore in a recent book called Wars of Influence. Obviously, several fields are particularly important in this competition. Culture, and media. In our seminar, Claude Leblanc is very much on that. Education, higher education, just like Nancy Snow stressed on this point. But also maybe the competition for the minds of the young people. We could add many different specific fields of influence. There is a very intense competition today to change the minds of other people, of course, for a political purpose.
Could you tell us about how do different states approach influence and soft power?
What is fascinating actually is to see that different states in the world have very different approaches to the practice of influence. I would probably distinguish three big groups or families of practices in terms of influence. The first one would be the liberal democratic family, very much inspired from the American model as it was developed since the Second War, when the United States developed a capacity to attract elites, but also to seduce public opinion through popular culture. The idea is to show a model of society, an attractive model of society, to convince people around the world that this model of society is a good model and that they should support this model. And why not join this model by studying in the United States, by joining US companies and so on. This model of an attractive model has been also developed by liberal democracies in Europe and also in Asia, not noticeably in Japan and also in other countries. There is Japanese soft power today. There is a Japanese attractivity, cool Japan, the culture of Japan, the Japanese model, just like there is also an American model or European model. So this is, I would say, the liberal democratic model. There is another approach which is totally different, which consists not of trying to attract people through a model, but to make other people doubt of their own model. The idea is not to say, come with us, our model is good for you, but rather something like, are you sure you're living in a democracy?